All right, guys, so here's a question I've been getting a lot. I'm getting this from all different age groups, everything from, the 78-year-old woman or all the way to the 25-year-old kid that's just trying to beef up, trying to get some muscle. And the question is how much protein should I be taking in? And so here's the thing is that it really depends on your health goals. It depends on where you're at. What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to lose fat? Are you trying to be more of a fat burner? Are you someone that's trying to build up some muscle strength? Are you trying to build bone density? Or are you just looking for overall health and longevity and just a wellness approach here because you're pretty happy with your weight, you're pretty happy with how everything's going, you just want to maintain that. So some of the research shows that sedentary women right now, they need about 46 grams of protein per day. And the average sedentary man would need about 56 grams of protein per day. So I think those numbers are a little bit low. I think you should have more than that, okay? But the problem is you don't want to have an excessive amount of protein, because if I get too much protein, that's actually going to fuel cancer growth, yeast problems, it's going to fuel constipation, different problems with the kidneys because there's a lot of nitrogen waste that comes off of eating meats and beefs and chickens and those kind of things. So your kidneys get a little bit overworked, and too much protein is going to actually metabolize into sugar in the body and going to create more inflammation, create more health problems for you. On the other hand, protein is an amazing building block. You need it to burn fat. You need it to build muscle. Okay, so protein is very important. Your thyroid, your adrenals, all your organ tissues, they need protein intake. So you got to figure out the right amounts of protein to get. Okay, so let's break this down. So if you want overall health, overall wellness and longevity, this is the person that is happy with their weight. They're happy with their physical condition. Here's how much protein you would take in. So I'm gonna look at my overall health. I'm gonna look at my overall weight. So if I'm 180 pounds, I'm gonna take 50% of that and I'm gonna take the grams of protein from there. So 180 pounds means I'm gonna have 90 grams of protein per day, okay? You take my wife, 130 pounds. She's gonna have half of that in her grams of protein. So that would be 65 grams of protein per day. Okay, then let's take somebody that wants to be a fat burner. So we all want to be fat burners, I get that. But somebody that, you need to lose a little bit more weight, you're gonna wanna take 0.75 or 75% of your total body weight, and you're gonna eat that in grams of protein. So once again, I'm 180 pounds, okay, so I would take in about 135 grams of protein in this scenario. My wife at 130 pounds, she's gonna take in about 100 grams of protein, give or take there in this scenario. Okay, so the last one is gonna be somebody that wants to put on muscle, or somebody that's working out a lot, your high intensity athlete, the endurance person, the younger generation, your 20s to 30s, somebody that's working out a lot. You're gonna wanna take in your full body weight. Okay, so this would be 180 pounds. How much protein am I going to take in? I'm going to take in 180 grams of protein. And once again, my wife, 130 pounds, she's going to take in 130 grams of protein. And that's if she's trying to build muscle. So this is a higher amount of protein, okay? I'm not saying everybody should take that much protein. And really, you could get away with even a little bit more than that. At 180 pounds, if I'm working out a lot and I'm really trying to build some muscle, I could probably get away with about 220 grams of protein. And you obviously want to break that up throughout the day. That doesn't mean you have one meal where you eat an 18-ounce steak and take in, 180 grams of protein. And a lot of you guys, you're taking in way more protein than you realize. Just 4 ounces of chicken is going to be like 35 grams of protein. 4 ounces of steak is 35 grams of protein. Remember, every egg that you eat, that's 6 grams of protein. So 4 eggs would equal about 24 grams of protein. You take a fillet of fish, so 4 ounces of fish is going to be about 25 grams of protein. So there's a lot of ways to get that protein in, but just realize what are your health goals? What are you trying to achieve? And then take your weight and either divide it by 50%, by 75%, or take the full weight, and then you're going to take that, 180 pounds, I'm going to eat 180 grams of protein in there. So one caveat here is, like I always say, make sure that if your protein sources, that they're clean, that they're organic, whey protein powders, or that they're organic chickens and beef, and that you're not eating things that are full of genetically modified crops and antibiotics and steroids and all that stuff. That is some of the worst things you could possibly do for your health. So your protein sources, they have to be clean. Okay, they have to be clean. So I hope this helps you guys.